President John Dramani Mahama has cautioned against political and traditional interference in disciplinary processes within Ghana's public sector, indicating that such actions weaken institutions and undermine accountability. Speaking at the Resetting Ghana Toll engagement in Tamale, the president said the country's ability to enforce discipline to being eroded by a culture where individuals sanctioned for misconduct seek intervention from influential figures to overturn decisions. President Mahama emphasized that Ghana's public institutions already have clearly defined structures and code of conduct, but these are often compromised by external pressure and reluctance to enforce rules. He observed that supervisors frequently face resistance when attempting to discipline staff, with some workers treating correction measures as personal attacks rather than professional obligations.
With regards to the health sector and in discipline, one of the major problems we have in this country, not only in the health sector, is supervision. If you look at the structure of every government institution, there are levels of supervision right from the top to the bottom. Unfortunately, we have a culture where we're not able to exercise that supervision of our subordinates. Because when you do it, then people feel that you are against them and they think that you're just being unnecessarily fastidious. And the question they ask you, is it your father's work? I mean, if you go to the teaching hospital and somebody comes late and you query them, they will ask whether the hospital belongs to your father. So we have that culture of not being able to exercise supervision. And it's not only the supervisors in the institution. We must also blame ourselves, politicians and traditional leaders. When they have misbehaved and we suspend them or we sack them, they run to Zangbalana to come and beg and ask us to take them back. So if we all agree, or they'll run to Haruna Idrisu and say, I've been sacked as a teacher because of indiscipline, and Haruna will come and beg. So if we all agree that we'll let the disciplinary code work and let supervisors query people who do not do their work as they should, we can change this country overnight if we just improve supervision of our subordinates. And so I think what Chief raised was a very important issue.
President John Dramani Mahama also called for a shift in Ghana's anti-drug strategy, urging security agencies to focus on dismantling major drug networks rather than concentrating primarily on street-level peddlers.
Recently, the IGP sent a task force here, and they worked for some time, and they arrested quite a lot of these drug pushers. But we must go to the next level. A lot of those that the task force arrest and the Operation Black Maria or whatever they call themselves, arrested, are not the actual drug barons. They are those who bring the drugs in huge quantities, and then they let these young people be the drug peddlers. And so a lot of the time, those we arrest are the drug peddlers, not yet the drug barons who bring the drugs in quantity. We have recently tightened our operations at the ports. And I must tell you, Sanaguna, if you know the quantity of drugs we have confiscated and destroyed, all those drugs, Tamale, would have come into the system. And so we're trying to stop the drugs from coming in, but even as we stop it from our own ports, some people smuggle it in through neighboring countries, and then they use motorbikes and ride into our country using the unapproved routes. And so the task forces are doing well, and we must support them, like you said. And so we just have to find a roadmap where we can help these task forces to be able to make sure that their environment, where they are in charge of, is free of drugs. If we have task forces that declare zero tolerance for drugs within Lamashegu, and they are in charge of Lamashegu, within Sanergo, they are in charge of Sanergo, and make sure that no drug pushers or any drug peddlers are operating there, we'll be able to succeed in the fight.